Dear Psykill, Arr! Is there a question in there somewhere? Perhaps you fail to comprehend the point of this forum. Having said that, I am reminded of the space pirates of the Helix Nebula. I was raiding convoys full of material earmarked for the rebuilding of Gobotron. Copter, Crasher, and I had just been driven off of one of the convoys, thanks to Leader 1 and the Robo-Rebels, when we found our thruster under attack despite the protection of our stealth device. Naturally, this caused much consternation, especially for Copter. I, however, know an opportunity when I see one. When the attacking vessel, which had a large Jolly Roger painted on the side, released a boarding tube and sent a party aboard, I was waiting for them with a smile. The lead pirate, a four-armed blue alien with bright green hair, an eye patch, and a hook on his top left hand, addressed me with a scowl.
"Arr, you seem to not understand how this be working. We is to be commandeering this here yon vessel."
I just strode forward, put my arm around him, and started giving him a tour of the ship. You've got it all wrong, my fellow scourge of the spaceways. I am Lord Psykill, stalker of stars, privateer of pulsars, marauder of moons. We should be working in tandem, not bickering like school children. You seemed skeptical, but I quickly hit upon what made Greenbeard tick, the promise of wealth, and lots of it. Soon, with Renegade advisors on each of his ships, naturally wearing full pirate regalia, he was raiding the Guardian work fleet and becoming absurdly wealthy, all the while putting a major squeeze on Guardian reconstruction efforts. The Guardian Council was not pleased and demanded immediate action. This prompted Leader 1, Turbo, Scooter, and Dive to seek out Greenbeard's headquarters. Their plan was simple. I'd board a Guardian supply convoy, wait for the inevitable attack, drive off the ship, and follow it home. The ship they found was advised by Tank, not exactly the sharpest knife in my arsenal. He and the space pirates with him were unprepared for 4 Guardians, and quickly suffered damage. He advised to return to base for repair, never knowing that Scooter's holograms had faked the Guardians flying off with the convoy. Once they were inside Greenbeard's asteroid hideout, a magnificent piece of rock carved to look like a human skull, they attempted to make their way to Greenbeard's opulent trophy room to convince him to stop attacking the Guardian convoys. They bumped into a Renegade patrol, though, and in the ensuing melee got split up. Leader 1 and Dive managed to stumble to their objective, the magnificently appointed trophy room of Greenbeard himself. And I had been awaiting this moment. I moved to blast Leader 1 before he could open his fool mouth, but Greenbeard stayed my hand.
"Arr, I would be to hearing what yon there Guardian has to say."
Silently I cursed, but outwardly I allowed my ally to slake his curiosity. Leader 1 did not disappoint, saying that Gobotron was peaceful and wanted to find a way to stop the raids on their material convoys. Greenbeard claimed right of conquest, and Leader 1 pointed out that, with enough Guardian escorts, attacking the ships would become unprofitable even for a man of Greenbeard's resources. The pirate began stroking his beard, and I sensed that I was losing him. Having the Guardians waste half their force on convoy duty, while my renegades were free to strike them anywhere in the galaxy, was exactly my plan, and I had no intention of allowing Leader 1 to thwart it by finding an accommodation with Greenbeard. Thinking quickly, I signaled to Crasher to act. She, rather theatrically, pointed to Leader 1 and proclaimed, "He has a knife." Then she tackled him and pulled out the hidden blade from her own chest compartment. Greenbeard was appalled naturally, and I whispered venom in his ear about Guardian assassins. He ordered Leader 1 and Dive taken to his flagship and keel-hauled. Turbo and Scooter, meanwhile, found themselves at the pirate fleet's navigation computer. Turbo urged Scooter to upload a computer virus that would make the fleet unable to find Guardian energy signatures, though Scooter felt that this was wrong.
Besides,
He noted, surprised,
science already beat us to that punch.
Sure enough, he had discovered my little insurance package, a protocol that would send any of Greenbeard's ships into the heart of the nearest sun. Well, observed Turbo, this changes everything. On board the Flying Dragon, Greenbeard and I watched as energy chains were affixed to Dive and Leader 1. The ship's engines were hot, which would expose them to enough radiation to fry every circuit in their bodies permanently. Greenbeard asked if they had any last requests. I was impatient and demanded that he just get on with it. Actually, the irksome Dive piped up, I do have just one request. As one sailor to another, could you describe to me the greatest ocean we've ever seen, so I have a memory to cherish in my last moments? The accursed Guardian had really gotten Greenbeard's number. He had launched into a long tirade about the way the twin suns glitter off the Mercury seas in Marasma, or some such blather. Dive's gambit gave Scooter and Turbo enough time to get to the Flying Dragon, where they had the audacity to accuse me of plotting against my ally. I denied it, of course, until Scooter manifested a hologram of me on one of Greenbeard's unmanned schooners, saying Ouroboros contingency. The ship immediately broke loose from its mooring and plunged towards the local star. Greenbeard was of course livid, and turned on Crasher, Copter, and I in a heartbeat. I activated the Ouroboros contingency on the Flying Dragon, then gloated as it made its own way to the local sun, carrying the Guardians and Greenbeard with it. So long, fools. Enjoy a rather short cruise. I recommend sunscreen, at least SP5 1 million. Wahahaha. Scooter panicked, but Dive kept his head. The ship might be programmed to fly into the nearest sun, but couldn't they trick the ship into thinking that the base was the sun? Greenbeard applauded his quick thinking, and Scooter projected his hologram through the ship's communication antenna to make the pirate asteroid look like a sun. The ship docked, safe and sound. Greenbeard was chagrined at having been duped. He promised that, once his fleet's computers were purged of Renegade code, his pirates would only prey on villains and knaves from now on.
So Psychiel and his ilk better beware, 'cause Greenbeard's gunning for their black hearts.
Quite the adventure. How did you think your crew looked dressed in pirate attire? Some better than others. Copter was a rather handsome mech, if I do say so myself.
Oh, I quite agree. And is there something more you can tell us about that particular parrot's perched atop his shoulder?
It's a cybernetic parrot, one that would squawk and repeat much of what Copter said. I believe that, after a fit of unparalleled creativity and originality, he called it Polly. What more is there to tell?